Hi, I'm Ariana Beamer. That proposition is that the U.S. substantially increase the use of solar energy as their main source of energy. But we're saying that the U.S. should not solely rely on solar panels because they're insufficient. The act has not and cannot show that the proposal requires solar photovoltaic systems on new construction will substantially generate enough new system power to have substantial effects on U.S. energy production. As a matter of policy, our government has chosen to continue importing fuels rather than consuming our own resources, for example, coal resources, oil resources, natural resources, shale oils, and gas resources. According to the EIA table on net generation by solar or by energy source accessed on December 3, 2017, in 2016 solar panel constituted 1.3% of energy generated, increasing photoelectric PE, the power output, to 10% of current power usage, which requires a 7.6 times increase in the PE installed base. How are you supposed to make a substantial increase in solar panel with this proposed plan? Applying the mandatory installation in ineffective and inefficient regions such as the Southwest America and Hawaii. Waste the resources since the climate will prevent substantial solar input. Thus, to achieve the 10% of the national average, the few pronounced areas will need a new national power grid to distribute it. There is presently a substantial overcapacity of power generated in the Southwest, especially California. Increasing PE systems is opposed by local utilities and increasingly by state government as inefficient. According to California Energy Commission, the capacity at the end of 2016 was 692,000 gigawatts per hour. Gigawatts per hour usage was only 198,000, meaning that they didn't even use the full potential of it. Without investing in a large battery power system, solar power systems can only replace excess daylight loads only. A system which was sized to supply a large summer conditioning loads and have waste capacity most of the time. Increasing electrical power generation, regardless of the source, is a bad investment. California, for example, will not pass such legislation. The government of Arizona, especially the Public Utilities Commission, is opposed to increasing solar power and already makes it difficult for homeowners to install such services and systems. States like Arizona and Nevada are paying other states to take their excess solar energy because they don't want to pay for such strong solar energy, for storing solar energy. Subscribers will have to pay for the ideal plants and get no power for them. So basically, you're going to be paying for something that you're not getting any use out of. To any other new power generations, it will have to be exported to other states. The existing U.S. power distribution will need to be extended to be able to do this. Ultimately, the subscribers are going to have to pay for this because who else is going to pay for it? The app has not addressed the fact that to replace 10% of all of the U.S. power generation capacity, solar systems must be able to supply power 24/7. You're not going to go without power in the middle of the night. Conventional fossil fuels generators require hours to days to spool up and down to change their output substantially. Where is that money going to come from? Mandating PE systems in new construction is simply forcing unwilling parties to purchase systems they do not want, cannot afford, and may not even be able to use efficiently in certain areas. The app has not addressed these costs. The best that can be achieved is that some new construction is required to install $10,000 to $20,000 batteries systems to essentially remove them from the grid and become self-sufficient just for AC power. Adding storage systems to residential solar systems will increase constructive costs by 10 to 20%. The value of energy provided to the consumers is not likely to exceed the cost of the system, capital maintenance, and interest, which they are being forced to pay for because they didn't want them to begin with, they were forced on. The app has not and cannot show that the new construction with the mandates PE systems will equal to 10% of existing production capacity in a medium future. Again, the app isn't upholding the position of substantially increasing solar energy based on what they propose. For these reasons, I urge you to vote nay.